Hi everyone, it's I don't know, is it hard to say welcome and everything else, you know? It's come as a complete shock today, really has. To me, to be honest, I was I got a message through, and what it was about Jurgen Klopp, and it went straight on to LFC TV, and they were interviewing him, and I thought, oh, he's going to sign another contract, and then he was further away. The camera was away from him, and then I thought, this is a lookalike. And then when it went to him and what he was saying, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't. I'm just going to go on before I bring my very, very special guests on, especially the lost Shankly boy who knew Shankly, who Shankly signed this fella, one of the greats, you know, and he can tell us the time about. I remember it well when Shankly resigned. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe when the Shanks left. Really. But what we've got to understand here is this: who filled his boots in? Who filled Shanks's boots in? And he became, in my opinion, the greatest ever manager. That's in my opinion. You know, winning trophies. That is the likes of winning European Cups when you had to be champions of your country, champions of your country. No Champions League, no third or fourth place getting into Europe, into the European Cup. You have to be champions of your country. And Ferguson couldn't even emulate him. Bob Paisley, Bob Paisley. And even Jurgen couldn't emulate him in the amount of time he's had with us. But there is swings and roundabouts like that, you know, in my opinion, again, he should have been well and truly given the money to spend on what he wants. But before I bring my guests in, lovely guests, fellas who know about their football, I'm just going to go in and, like, as Daryl's one of my guests on tonight, he said, my heart is aching. Midnight Choker. For those for those of us old enough to remember this, just like when Shanks dropped his bombshell. Yes, yes. And he also carries on by saying, and when the king left. Yep, absolutely, absolutely. And never mind, ups the first time also. Yes. Oh, the lovely Lisa. Oh, Lisa, how are you? Lisa's a friend of mine. Oh, Lisa. And she's a red. I was standing outside what we call the Butty Bar place in the Cop. And I was talking to a couple of people. And she comes right over. Are you Frank? I went, been friends ever since. And she lives down south. And she does go to game. She comes up, you know, rather than just, hello, Lisa, love. I hope you're well. Lynn Ellis, you know, she's an organizer for the coach trips that she hires me for. She said she's gutted. Anfield Row. Even though, Frank, this is a dark day for us, for our great club. I cannot get over this at all. Tell you, Frank, dear boy, Liverpool will be fine because of Jürgen Zikio. Says Gary Richards. Midnight Choker again, evening Frank. And again, spot on what he says. Bob was untried too. And don't forget, he'd done nothing in his first season. The next 8 seasons, look what he won. The only thing he never ever won was the FA Cup. That's the only thing he never won. And Frank Dearboy, Liverpool will be fine because of Yeg. Yeah, of course we will. This is what we'll be talking about, people. And listen, I'm going to say this honestly. Like, this is your show. All these comments, hopefully will be read out and discussed as well. I want you to say, who would you like to bring in? Because we've got to look forward now. We can't look back and say, right, we can't be doing that at all. And Stephen Snape says, people used to say I take football too seriously, and for many a year I had no answer. Today proves unequivocally that's something that toys with our emotions the way our club does. Then the lows are, yeah. Spot on, Frank. Bob was the greatest man ever, says Anfield Road. And awful news today for the club, says Ian McHale, and for us fans. Last time I felt like this was when Kenny resigned in '91. What a surreal day. And Lisa says, don't tell them. Oh, yeah. Lovely Lisa. Love her, honestly. And we still keep in touch through X. Yes. X. Keep in touch through X. And Soulboy Fran. Devastating news. But Klopp is going to leave a young team full of confidence. Gary Riches. Liverpool will be galvanised to go and win the Prem now, Frank, says Gary. And Jeff Ellison, another friend, gutted. I want to say this now, if you ever want to come on, because as I said, this is yours. If you ever want to take part in the can't be tonight, unfortunately, just let me know. Just let me know. Please let me know. And I'll have you on the panel. I really will. And Kevin Letts, got to be Alonso next. I've got my daughter on tonight, Francine. She phoned me and said, Dad, he must be dying. He wouldn't leave like that. He must be dying. He must be in ill health. Well, we all know that he's not in ill health. Right, so I'm going to bring on the first of my guests. I'm going to bring them all on simultaneously. And there's the great man himself, the great man. And there he is, and there's his book out. There's his book. There it is. And it's called The Lost Shankly Boy. And it's this great man, George Scott.
Hi, Frank. Good evening. Good evening. It's very hard to smile tonight, Frank, I'm afraid,
Oh, it's a killer. It's a killer, George. It really is a killer for us all.
A high at Fulham, a high at what's been going on for the last this season, to suddenly get that news come through, that bombshell come through this morning. It was such a bombshell, I didn't believe it, I have to say, I mean, people sometimes say, well, it's only a game. Not only a game, it's a way of life in this city. It's a passion. It's a belief which was made all those years ago.
The Shank said it, George.
Yeah, he did. And I remember when he, graphically, when he resigned, it came out of the blue, just like Jurgen's resignation today. And nobody expected it. People were crying. People were gutted. They didn't believe it. And it's very similar to today. The only thing I'm pleased about is that the modern generation have experienced some of the success that their fathers and grandfathers experienced, thanks to this man over the last 8 years. He's been an absolute joy. And I hope that the team get together now for the next 2 months, 3 months, and sweep the board for him. Because I'm so gutted, like most people who are Liverpool fans, that's what's happened. I love the man. I loved his passion, his belief in the city, belief in the team, the players. They'll all be gutted as well, I'm sure. But they'll rise up again, and they'll go for it. But yeah, sad day, Frank.
It says. It really is. I'm just sending a message to a certain person.
Yeah, it got me quite emotional this morning, I have to say.
Right, okay, let's get started on this. I'm going to bring in Broken Heart. Daryl, there he is. Look.
Hey, Frank, George.
Hi, Daryl.
All right, mate. All right.
How are we doing?
See, we're all sad. I'm going to bring in JK now. Going to bring
Evening,
in
guys.
JK. Oh, yeah. This
How
is
you all?
it.
Well?
Hey,
Hello there.
I'm going to bring in Francine, your old mate, George.
Oh, yeah.
There she is.
She'll always bring a
Hello
smile
there.
to your face. Hi, Francine. Bless you. Good to see you.
It's just
Can't hear you, Francine.
It's like a week, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 We're all in
Sad
more.
day. Very sad day for everybody.
I was going to put all me profiles of all my social media in black because it's like a death.
Well, it's a big loss. A huge, huge loss. Huge loss. I don't know who the hell can replace him.
Do you know what? Right. And everyone says it. It's been saying it for years. Especially with like the way we have to do our business and everything. It's like, God, wait till clock goes. What's going to happen? And it's here.
Yeah.
it's
I
can't.
Sorry, Francine.
I just can't believe I'm gobsmacked, and that's very rare for me.
I mean,
you're always gobsmacked, Francine, not me. I'm gobsmacked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I'm going to
the-
ask you, George. I'm going to ask you. I know that we've got to go on, and I know that we'll be talking about the surroundings, the surroundings of everything, of ways. Has anyone? I'm going to take it off a minute. Hang on. Yeah, there's a sound coming through from Daryl.
Yeah.
There's a sound coming through from Daryl. Daryl, turn whatever you've got on off. Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, because it was coming through to us. It was it. Not.
Sorry, my telly's on, but it was on mute, so.
Well, I knew your telly was. You never stop looking at it. Daryl has his TV on feedback. Says Anfield Row. Now Anfield Row's my spy. He's my CIA and MI6 agent. So don't be you can't fool this fella. Anyway, right. So, George, I'm going to ask you. Look, George, you are the lost Shankly boy. You are the lost Shankly boy. You knew Shankly. You knew how it affected Liverpool fans all around. It affected me. I couldn't believe it in 1974. It was an horrendous day. But as I said, and Bob wasn't there. He was an untried manager. You know that. I know that. Daryl, I'm taking you off, mate. I'm sorry. I'm taking you off.
It's made a noise. Yeah.
Yeah, the noise. It's not only that; it's going right through to.
Yeah, you can hear it.
It's going right through, and he's listening to the telly. Sorry, Jason.
It's not his telly. It's as you talk. It's feedback.
Yeah, I know, but
it's not his TV.
Yeah, well, okay then. I'm not bothered what it is. It's still feedback, and it's annoying. And Jason's getting on, so he's saying there's a terrible sound, and it's going through to him through his earphones. Okay, so I'm sorry there, George. You know the devastation that this caused. Is this like when the Shanks left? Does this remind you of when the Shanks left us?
Yeah. I think anybody that was alive and around at that time will say the same thing. I mean, you've seen the pictures on television of the young kids saying, "You're joking." People couldn't actually get the grips with it, And when he did actually come on television, Bill, he said it was like walking to the electric chair. when he resigned. He said he couldn't really describe what it was, but the bottom line was, again, that word pressure. I don't think anybody who's not been in the shoes of Jurgen Klopp or Bill Shankly or Bob Paisley can understand the tremendous pressure that they're under, especially in today's modern age with the social media. Everybody's got an opinion. I mean, this man's worked tirelessly for 8 years. He's brought every trophy in the book to Anfield. He went through a bit of a sticky spell last year. He's fought back this year. And at the end of the day, I listened to his interview this morning, and it was a very revealing interview. He's 56 years of age. He's been dedicated to this club for the last 8 years. And unless there's something going on behind the scenes that I'm not aware of, he seemed to be very honest in what he was saying. But it's a devastating blow to the club, to the city, and to everybody that loves Liverpool Football Club, because you tend to think he's almost irreplaceable, as we used to think Bill was irreplaceable. But he wasn't irreplaceable. As you said before, Frank, Bob Paisley came on and we won more trophies than ever. And then Kenny came on and carried on. So Liverpool will carry on forever. I mean, but it's at this moment in time, everybody feels so sad, really, and so disappointed. But I think we should get our heads up, because we've got 3 months to go to the end of the season, and Jurgen will be doing 100% to leave on a very big high. The tributes will be paid in due course. It'll be emotional as it will be, but we need to get on with the game tomorrow. He'll say that himself, I'm sure. The Chelsea game and onward to the end of the season. But yes, it was like Shankly, exactly like Shankly. I've always thought the two of them are like twins. Same approach to the city, the club, people. And, I was actually in tears this morning when I heard it, because it brought back so many memories of what happened with Bill. And the modern generation must be feeling the same way as I did then.
Well, our Midnight Talker says, chin up, big man. That's to Darryl, because Darryl said he just can't go on. He's so upset.
Yeah, he's devastated. He wrote to me on Facebook today. He said to me, our club's died. I said, no, they haven't, Darryl. The Liverpool FC will live forever. But I understand how you feel.
Again, was it Shanks who said there's no one bigger than the club?
Yes. And it's true.
There isn't. And Anfield Roar said, have a good night. Oh, hang on. Anfield Roar said, well said. Well said, George.
The only problem I have about it all is there's no one out there.
That's the worry.
And I know you say about, but we went in out, didn't we? When Shankly left, we went to us like second man, and we done that right through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it was Graham Souness that changed the whole look, wasn't it? He come in, even though he was an ex-player, but he wasn't like part of that, the way, people just stayed with the club for years and years and years, and he come in and totally got rid of like the boot room and whatever, and that's my problem.
Yes, yes, that's going to happen again.
Another manager who could lace us.
Francine, let's see what JK says.
It's good to be with you guys on this day, because George would have seen it with Shankly and stuff, and I've seen videos of when Shankly left and when the people were told and what the atmosphere was like. And I think today was like one of them type of days. Had the same sort of feeling and stuff, So, but I could tell from Klopp's energy, the guy is he's sort of burnt out. I think last season had a big toll on his, I wouldn't say his mindset, but I would just say it had a big toll on him. I think a lot of fans were online via social media just saying, I think Klopp needs to go and stuff like this. And I think people don't realise that players and managers can look at social media and see what's written about them. So for me, that level of respect last season by some fans was it's actually embarrassing. And I think them same people are actually the ones who are crying today. So, yeah, but I think the future, it's sort of exciting as well. We've got to say, okay, what's next? So we've got to look at it like that. And then also we're in position, Premier League, we're at the top. We've got a final to look forward to. So we've got all these things coming up. But all in all, I think Kloppston is leaving us at a good time. He's left the club in a good, stable condition.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you right now. We'll be talking about the surrounding because what you said, George, when you first came on about the background to this, and I've got my own opinion, by the way, and I said that to Francine today. I said it to Daryl because I was talking to Daryl as well, and I said to her a couple of other people as well. This is my opinion, but I'll speak about that later on. Right, so I'm going to ask you, George. I'm not asking for you to, what the background is because you've already did a little bit of explaining. But who would you like to see? We've got to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'll be going to you, George. I'll be going to Francine, and I'll be going. I was going to say Daryl then, JK as well. I'll be going to JK. So who would you like to see replace him?
Well, it's a huge decision, the biggest decision the Liverpool Football Club and the owners have had to face for the last decade. It's a limited field out there, I think, of people that have got the quality to come to a club like us, because it's the most passionate club if not the world, certainly in his country. Noises have been made about Alonso, obviously because he's doing really well at Leverkusen. He's an ex-Liverpool player. He knows the actual club inside out, I suppose, as much as anybody. I don't think Steve Gerrard would fit the bill, much as I love Stevie. I really do. I mean, he's a legend, always will be. But I'm not sure he's at that place at the moment where he might be ready to take on the top job. He may have a role to play, but I don't think the top job is ready for him at the moment. And then further to that, you're looking at names which, God, I would hate us to get into the situation that Man United did when Fergie left, when they went through about 4 managers. It's got to be the right decision, Frank. The thing that worries me a little bit as well, being an ex-player, I know the effect that this sort of thing has on the players. It'll unsettle them, no matter what anybody says, because you've got Jurgen Klopp there as your boss. You've bonded with him for that time. The young players have come through under him, and all of a sudden he's not going to be there. So whatever way we look at it, it's a huge seismic thing that's happened by Jurgen leaving, I think. So I would imagine, though, he said he told the board in November. So they've been planning on this for quite a long time, that this might happen, the worst case scenario. So I hope they've got their fingers out when we get the right man. Looks to me like Alonso's a favourite at the moment.
Okay, well, that's what I was going to ask you as well, the impact it had. I know the impact it has when Shankly left on the likes of me. I was a young lad, and it has a terrible effect on me. We just couldn't believe it. We just couldn't believe it. It's like that right today. Now, again, what you said, which I'll get back to you on this. George. Now, don't forget, he only told the players this morning.
Yeah, because the press got wind of it, I think, and the last thing they wanted was for the press to announce it before he announced it and the club announced it. He spoke to the directors in November. It's hard to keep it under the wrap.
Leave it at that, George, because I've got something to add to it, you see, and I'll be right back to you.
Right,
and we're going to ask Francine as well right now, the same question that I asked George. Who would you like to see come in?
It'd have to be Xavi Alonso, because he watches the game. I used to work at Anfield, and he was always at the game. He used to work on the director's box, and when he was at Real Madrid, he's always paid a visit. I think some of his children were born here, and then when he went over to Bayern, he came over, and he's been over since he's become a manager. Because I don't think Brighton's manager is good enough. He's going to be another Brendan Rodgers. I know, and it's just like, it's that heavy metal football, the gang and press, whatever you want to call it. That's what we need. Someone said to me Mourinho, but I think he's past it now. The times he plays for, like, he plays for a 1-0 and then he'll sit back, and that's not the Liverpool way. So I'd have to say Alonso, and he's flying. He's unbeaten in every cup competition, and obviously in the Bundesliga. But I mean,
he did well at Sociedad as well.
Yeah. But
All right,
Yeah.
then. All right, France. So I'll ask JK, who would you like to see replace Klopp?
The main question, this is like the owner's most difficult situation they've been in since they've been with us, because hiring Klopp was easier than actually finding a replacement for the guy, you know. So for me, there's three guys I sort of like. I like the guy who's at Tottenham. I think he's a Liverpool fan, and I think if you can give him a call and say, listen, we want you to be our manager, I don't think he would think twice about it. And I really like his attitude. He's got his feet on the ground type of character, you know, and I think he isn't really a shicky-micky type of guy. I also like the guy from Brentford, Thomas Frank. He's another sort of same sort of Klopp sort of energy type of guy. And Alonso is the favourite, and he's the main option, I would say, for us. So them three guys are, for me, the guys I would like to see come in, one of them.
Well, okay. Mark Simon says, now don't forget, Mark lives outside the country, by the way, and he gets different news all the time. Xabi Alonso is coming in with his own team. That is what I've heard today. Think about that.
He's got a clause in his contract, Frank, as well. He's got a clause in his contract. He can come back to the UK to manage any former club he played for.
Well, I know that Leverkusen came out today because he was asked, I don't know whether it was by Bild or somebody, you know, about the interest in Liverpool, if he goes, you know, whatever. They didn't ask him, they asked Leverkusen themselves, and they came out and said, we won't stand in his way.
No, they won't. They can't.
Well, there you go. You know, so something must be, you know, over him, if you know what I mean. There's something must be over him for them to say that, and for Bill to come out and approach Leverkusen. And for,
I mean, to be honest, whether you're an ex-player or not, if Liverpool come in for you, I mean, it must be one of the highest athletes.
Yeah.
You know, we're flying at the moment. You wouldn't say no, would you?
No.
And I mean, you know, so there was a thing on about the longest goals, the 5 longest goals in the Premier League, and Xavi was number 5. It was goalkeepers the next 4, you know, 90-odd yards and all this. And Xavi Alonso against Newcastle at Anfield.
Yes.
And he was the 5th, you know, no David Beckham or anything. But so, could you imagine him coaching Trent?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's the excitement, isn't it? And I know that the way Leverkusen plays is the high press as well. So, you know, maybe it is a good time to go. I don't know. I thought he was the only thing that really upset me with all the things that he said was that he couldn't see out for another season.
Well, okay. Now this is where I'm going to bring George and JK in as well. Bring you in as too as well, Francine, and the lads on here as well. But I just want to go through some. Comments that the lads have made here. As I said about Mark Simons, you know, this is what he's heard about Xavi. Anfield Raw says, my thoughts are why Pep and others leaving too, and the director of football, it seems strange. Let me go with these quotes. I'm going straight to you, George, and I'll give you my opinion then, okay? And then right to you.
Well, I think
Hang on, George. I'm just going to read it. I'm sorry there. I'm just going to read what these comments, because it's their show as well.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
a few months ago, I said to Frank, where is the internal planning for a successor? He did. Ian McHale says, down to us fans to galvanise around Jurgen, the players and the club once again, and roar them on each game from now on till the end of the season. It's in our hands to make this a brilliant finale. Yeah. And Darryl says, I want Jurgen I want Jürgen. I want no one else. I love this man with all my heart, like I love my son and wife.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get any more powerful than that.
Yeah.
Anfield Road, hit them like, thank you. Hit them like people. The great Frank needs as much support as Jürgen, so hit them like, thank you so much. Thank you. That's lovely, that's really lovely. And I'd just like to say before I carry on with these wonderful comments, people are actually saying, oh, Trent will be leaving now. You know, this is Trent, be leaving, because Jürgen's leaving, Trent will be. Let me tell you out there, to these people, I was looking at some pod today and they were saying, oh, Trent will be leaving, Trent will be leaving. They don't know Scousers. Look at Steven Gerrard, look at Carragher. They all stayed. The ones that we wanted to stay, they stayed. The ones that were surplus to requirement, yeah, go. They don't know the Scouse heart or bottle. They certainly don't. And Dorothy Langman says the impact that Jürgen has made at Anfield has been sublime. I've always said Jürgen just gets it, just like Shanks did, working together for the people. This is a massive shock. We all knew Jürgen would leave one day, but not so soon. I can only wish him well as he goes forward. He will always be respected by LFC and the fans. Incidentally, I was working at Anfield the day Bill resigned and the switchboard was in meltdown. The disbelief and sadness. Crack of that. And I'll just put on this. We know this fella, George, very well. We've had a drink with him and everything. He comes on our show, and it's just that. It's just that. And it's Marios Manzos, the social one. It's only what Dorothy has said there. He gets it. That's and look at that, the social one. Why Jürgen Klopp was a perfect fit for Liverpool.
Certainly.
You can't get any better than that. You cannot get any better than that from our friends and great author. Anyway, I think FSG have let the great Klopp down. That's what I feel. Okay, we come into that Anfield Road. A lot of the reading between the lines with Klopp is he basically saying, I cannot keep working miracles on a shoestring. What a comment. What a comment. Soulboy, we need a manager to attract players. That's got to be the key, like they all wanted to play for Klopp. And Anfield Road, Mark Simons is the only one. I think he is a great person also, and the only man who is out there who is talented enough, and that's about Xabi Alonso. And Anfield Road said, well said, Francine. Right? And Darryl says, Alonso only. Alonso only. Right? Neil Broderick. That Brighton manager's name's in the hat. Okay. The German media says Snapey. The German media believe it's a done deal. Alonso and his backroom staff might be announced sooner than we think. Playing style like what is it's a good fit. Plus Xabi has roots here. Absolutely. Xabi comes over to Anfield. You know that, George. You know that, Francis. And you know that, JK. Right, I'm going to you,
hang on, Dad. The only problem with it all, and I was watching Mark Goldridge yesterday, and he was saying about Jürgen Klopp and about his man management. Then I watched Gary Neville. It was on a Chinese podcast, and he said, out of all the managers, who would you have? And he said Jürgen Klopp for his man management and them hugs and that father figure to all these young lads. That is my only concern, just like it was for Shankly. But the thing was that Paisley took that helm, but he'd been reared through all the Shankly area and everything. That is my only concern, is that Mark Goldridge said that Jurgen Klopp makes.
I'm saying it's your own opinions, not Mark Goldridge's. I'm sorry. It's I want our own opinions of
yeah,
what,
but I mean, no, but this is well, yeah, I know, but this is well documented. You know, this is like other fans that have seen, and that is my only problem of Jurgen Klopp going, is what people on the outside can see and what we can see being on the inside is the man management, and how, as everyone says, he can galvanise a team. You know, look at what last season we were burnt out, but this season we're he's just, we got rid of loads of players left, and he's totally turns it round, and we're like top of the league, we're in a final, and that's the only heartbreaking thing. I think I've got a lump in my throat, but is the way he is as a person, that niceness. Look what he done for him. You know, when Sven said, and he come out and said that, and I think that's been part of the catalyst for him to leave as well.
Well, listen, what I was going to say to George, you know, after Dorothy's thing there, there's something more to it. You do not come out top of the league in a final at Wembley. I'll get onto this. Not in a final at Wembley, top of the Premiership, still in Europa, and we're favourites to win the Europa Cup, right? And also the FA Cup. We've still got a say in that, the FA Cup, right? And beat Norwich. We're into the fifth round. We're near the final again. So all of a sudden, he just comes out and says, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Does anyone see him after the game the other night? Does anyone see him after the Fulham game? He was elated. He was elated. And all of a sudden, 48 hours later, he's leaving. I'm not having that. And he comes out and says, oh, I told the board last November. I don't believe that. I think he's holding back on something. I really do. George, I'm going over to you.
Well, we're not going to know that, Frank, are we? We're just not going to know
it, but that's my opinion. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand that, you know, but I mean, there's not much you can say about that really until something comes out, because you got to take Jurgen at face value. I mean, everybody's saying quite rightly he's an honest person, and he seemed very honest in what he was saying to me at the interview this morning. If something's happened over the last few days, we're not going to know about it. Certainly not at the moment, are we? I mean, no. I understand. I go back to what Francine was saying. I agree with her entirely that, you know, when Shankly left, it was seamless because Bobby Paisley had been there from the beginning, and it was an easy transition. The players all knew him. The tactics didn't change. It was easy. It's a bit harder now because you're going to have a new backroom team coming in completely and a new manager coming in. And I think the reason that Pep Linders and them have gone, to me anyway, is that Pep wants to be a manager in his own right. He's not going to get the top job at Liverpool. So he's quite rightly saying, well, if Jurgen's going, I'm not going to stay here and be understudy to somebody else who probably doesn't want me anyway. So it's quite straightforward, I think, why they're going to leave. So if Xavi Alonso comes in or anybody else, they'll bring their own staff in with them, which is understandable. Most managers do that. But I don't know, Frank. I don't know whether there's been something behind the scenes. No doubt we will find out if there has been, but to me it just looks like he's tired and he's been there 8 years and he wants a bit of normal time for a year or so. But yeah, I agree with you. It's a difficult time to announce it. You know, it's going to affect the players. It's going to affect the fans. No matter what you say, Jurgen said he wants everybody to act normal, but it's very difficult for people to act normal. Look at Francine, she's got a lump in her throat already, like a lot of other people, like I had this morning. It's very emotional for the Liverpool fans. We're an emotional club. But we've got to go forward. We've got to go forward. And as I said earlier on, we've got to go and try and win these trophies. And he can go in a blaze of glory. And hopefully we'll have somebody like Xavi Alonso and we'll move on. That's all I can say, Frank.
Well, that's. I'm going to you then, JK. I just want to read a couple of little things here. FSG will be found out now, says Neil Broderick. Sleepy says, wait till he's left, then lots more will be revealed. Something's transpired that we're not privy to. Exactly. That's me. That you don't not. Who's ever said it? Shankly didn't say it. Shankly didn't say it when he left. He said it at the end of the season. No one leaves. All of a sudden, he just comes out and says, I'm leaving at the end of the season. What kind of statement is that? That's disgusting. That's disgusting. And I know what you said about George, that the papers got wind of it. How did they get wind of it? And he wanted the club and the fans to know that, oh yeah, I'm leaving at the end of the season. If the papers would have said Jurgen Klopp's leaving at the end of the season, fans wouldn't have believed it. And don't forget that he's only told this morning the players. How is it going to affect the players?
Well, it will. It will affect the players. Of course it will.
Of course it will. And what will happen? Say like Liverpool win nothing, zilch. They just go on a downward spiral. Who's going to get the blame at the end of the season?
Yeah, you're going to get the blame, won't he? You're going to get the blame.
Yeah, of course.
Because he's an easy target. You'd be an easy target then, wouldn't he? Be an easy target.
Of course he will. And no one's picking anything up. I've never seen anyone on any pod today. No one's picked any of that up. No one. And this, I'm annoyed at it. Well, as you can see, I'm annoyed at it.
It's passion, Frank. That's what it's all about, mate.
Yeah, well, Soulboy says, I always said when Klopp goes, FSG goes. So let's see. And might work in our favour. The players will be up for every game until the end of the season, says Kevin Letts. And Neil Broderick said, Klopp upset by Netflix documentary, whatever. I don't know anything about that.
Right, so you get all these rumours,
Yeah. And as Neil said as well, Klopp leaving gives us all the other clubs hope. It does. Gives all clubs hope. Anyway, JK.
Mm-hmm. I just feel that it's like EastEnders, Coronation Street, Brookside, kind of a story. And it's like the first thing, as soon as I seen the news, I was like, why today? And I was thinking, why today? We've got so much going on. It's the middle of the transfer window, well, at the end of the transfer window as well. I'm just thinking, why has he said that today? I would have preferred if he let the season finish and then said it. Yeah. Personally, I think there must be, like, if you're having a meeting with three guys, only you three guys know that there's a decision being made. How would the papers get heed of something's happened of that news, I think football is a bit like a soap opera. You get characters coming in and stuff like this. And but for me, the main thing is now the owners need to shape up and get a person in who can do what's good for the club. And I think Alonso is a good choice because of his roots in Liverpool. But also with Alonso is, if he wins a league with this or a Champions League, Real Madrid will come knocking later. So we've got to take that into concept as well. So, yeah, for me, it's a bit of a soap opera right now. And have you seen how other fans have celebrated the news? I've seen some fans celebrating. Like, I've never seen these guys smile ever on shows. They've got a big smile now. They're smiling. I was like, yo, they don't like us. And I think this is, for us, the players need to take heed of that and say, you know what? No one really likes us. The referees don't, other fans don't. We've got to win it for Klopp this season now. So I think that might be, and I'm happy they've done it before the Norwich game, not before the Chelsea game on Wednesday. If this news came out on Monday, it wouldn't have been good for that Chelsea game. So in a way, I'm sort of happy it's come out now. And Sunday we've got a game against Norwich. So it was, by the time we faced Chelsea, it sort of died down a little bit,
Okay. I'll just go through these and I'll go to our Francine. Dorothy Langman, I'm just going through these, Francine, okay, first, and I'll go straight to you. Dorothy says, I do think something has happened either on a personal level, in brackets, health, that's what you said this morning to me, Francine, to preempt an early move 6 months into a new season and leaves many question marks.
It does. It does.
Brian McMahon, of FSG let Klopp down, he asks. Is he responding thus? And Neil Broderick says, Liverpool have agreed to fly on the wall documentary with Netflix, like Man City did and Spurs. Apparently Klopp having none of it. And the lovely Lisa Sims says, I'm devastated, Frank, can't believe it. And the timing of it, you'll never walk alone. And Anfield Road. Well said, JK. Well said. So what's your take, Francine? Do you think... I'm sorry, JK, what was you going to say?
No, I was going to say thanks, bro.
Oh, that's
Anfield Road.
Okay. What about you, Francine? Do you think there's more to it than Jürgen just coming out and saying, oh, by the way, I'm leaving?
Yeah, well, there's three conspiracy theories. One being obviously FSG and not backing them, and there's something else untoward. Maybe it could be appreciation, or we had. I mean, we always have rumours, but we were supposed to be buying, and we always buy someone in January. That's like a ritual for us. Maybe there's been a misunderstanding, and he's gone, well, I'll walk, and they've gone. And then you've got the other conspiracy with, he lost his ring, and he's told everyone that he'd lost 2 kilos. So maybe it is ill health, and oh God, what's the third one? You've been talking about. I can't remember. But then I've just got one in my mind. He has been talking recently about the fixture pile up over Christmas. He spoke about it over the Christmas period, saying that we were travelling to Burnley on the 26th. The Premier League don't like to have these winter breaks. And then when we beat Fulham, he said, what have I got? I've got a game on Sunday, and then I've got a game on Wednesday. And, maybe it is just a bit too much fixture pile up. I don't know. Me personally, I think there's been something, because whether it's going to get leaked or whatever, he must be a very good actor from his antics, when he does the fist pumps to the crowd. He was being quite dejected this season. And also another thing that was highlighted to me from my son, he said when he signed the contract extension, one of his reasons was because his wife loves Liverpool. So he had to break the news to her as well?
That's what I mean. He signs a 2-year contract. Why sign a 2-year contract? You've got to take everything. And there's Wombat. There's the Aussie Wombat. Klopp said it has nothing to do with FSG. Go away, did he? And money from his own mouth. Really need to give this stuff up with the agenda against the owners. Okay, well, Aussie Wombat, yeah, we will. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your wonderful comment, insight into everything, because Scousers know wonderful stuff. Something is happening in the bigger picture with football in general. Strange how quiet the transfer window is with every club, says Neil Broderick.
It's because of financial fair play.
Yeah, Jürgen is such a big character and will leave a huge hole in personality and presence. But I'll be in King Kenny's stand and cheering the next steward of Anfield. The club, get this, Aussie Wombat, the club is a nation of us Scousers.
Yeah.
And that ring, Terry, is a good one, Francine, says Neil. And Norman says, even and nothing surprises me anymore, my guess is the fact that Mr. Klopp has had to work against a corrupt system. VAR, City, cheating, Bellingham deal, and the Casido palaver made Jürgen look silly. That's a good point.
Yeah, but that's a good point. But the thing is about, why. So even if the Casado and the Lavia thing was resonating in his mind or whatever, why do it now? When Liverpool are on a high, and as George mentioned before, Jürgen isn't stupid, and he'll know what his statement today, and that how that'll affect. He's been a player himself. When he went from Dortmund, he said he done the same, didn't he? Went and going on a sabbatical, and the Dortmund fans and everyone were just devastated, and the players. So he knows from past behaviours. So to do it now is really, it's shocking.
Yeah, that's the only thing. The timing, isn't it? The timing is strange.
It's
I mean, you got to admit, 8 years in the hot seat at Anfield is a hell of a pressure.
Oh,
and he's a human being at the end of the day. And
of course.
but, it would have been nice if it had been at the end of the season when we'd done and dusted the season. Really, it's a strange time, as Frank says. I agree, for him to come out with a statement, because it affects so many people, from the players to the fans to himself. And we just don't know what's going to happen in the next few months. It could go either way. Team could really battle for him and win everything, or they can, as Frank said, if we don't win anything or we win one, it'll come back on him.
Of course it will. It'll be like, it'll be.
Hang on a minute, please. I want to answer this fella, Ozzy Wombat. I've been following and supporting LFC since the 70s. I've been supporting them here longer than you, fella. So because I'm in Australia, then I don't count. Of course you count. We embrace all our fans from around the world. Of course we do. Of course we do. Everybody's upset. Everybody's got an opinion. And it's not stuff as you come out with. It's plain opinions. We're all upset. We're not having a go at you. And we want you to keep supporting our Reds. Of course we do. We want you to be happy. We want you to embrace everything, what we stand for. And as one of the lads said, it's a nation. Liverpool Football Club here in Liverpool is a nation to us. Liverpool and Everton, believe it or not, saved us, saved the city in the 80s because of the football. We were going through a terrible time here in Liverpool, and football saved us from a managed decline. You've got to understand. Ben, is this our Ben? Francine?
I don't know. He was supposed to be with me, but I don't know where he's gone.
Well, Ben says fuming about Klopp. See, Ben's is my grandson, Francine's son. Fuming about Klopp, but Xabi Alonso is a must at the end of the season. He's the only one that's done what Klopp has done in the Bundesliga. What do you think about that, JK?
The thing is with Alonso, I just feel that if he wins the league, would he want to play Champions League with Bayer Leverkusen? That's one question, and I think that's the main thing for me. I think if he wins the league with them, I just feel he'd want to stay another year and try the Champions League with them. I think the fans will not make him do it, but feel like he has to do that for them, before he leaves, for example. So that's the big thing about Alonso. I'm just a little bit worried about, will you say that I want to stay devoted and faithful to the fans there, how they've treated him this year? You know how it is when you do some well at a club, the fans all love you. You think, you know what, a bit of gratitude, I'll stay another year. So I feel that with Alonso.
Okay.
The thing is, though, JK, is what Alonso's doing now, Klopp's never done. He's unbeaten at the moment, and Klopp never went the season unbeaten. So, at this present time, he's exceeding Klopp, isn't he, as well? So would the fans want him to go?
Yeah. George?
Yeah, it seems to me that Alonso would be a great fit for Liverpool. Like as I said before, he's played for the club very successfully. One of the most gifted midfielders we've ever had here. He's proved himself a success as a manager at two big clubs. And I watched his interview today, and I thought he spoke really well. He wasn't being goaded by the press. He was very, very, on the ball. And I think if Liverpool come calling for him, that he will come to Liverpool. I don't think he'll go to Real Madrid if it was a choice. I think you can see Liverpool as a huge challenge for him. But he's going to take over, don't forget, a brilliant team. He's not taking over a poor team and having to build.
Exactly.
He's got the building blocks are there. It's all there. So, I would be excited about it.
His management skills, believe it or not, is like Klopp's.
It is.
And it's like more or less the same system. And Xabi knows Liverpool inside out. I mentioned on someone's podcast today, or whatever it was anyway, and I said he gets to Liverpool whenever he can to watch a game.
Yeah.
And he's not just watching a game that Liverpool are playing, he's watching tactics as well.
So and when you play for Liverpool, Frank, it's a love affair for life.
Of course it is. Of course it is. And Arthur Schofield says, well, in Francine, couldn't agree more for what you said about Xabi Alonso. And if a reason is needed for leaving, especially the ring thing, it's got to be a family issue. It's got to be. And, no getting away from your Aussie Wombat. I will always support LFC. The players and the managers come and go, but the club is always there. That's what we said at the very beginning. Didn't we, George?
Yes,
Shankly said,
always going to be there.
Shankly said, Aussie, that no one is bigger than the club, and that includes Klopp.
Yeah, everybody, nobody's bigger than the club.
And that's what the great Shank said. Unbelievable.
And the club is the supporters. That's where the club is.
Yeah. Everyone's having a go here. Keegan Murphy's just joins us and he says, hi guys, hope everyone is good. I'm just going to go out a minute. I'm going to go straight to you, JK, then you, George, and then Francine. If I'm not back, I'm going to make a cup of tea. With FFP and PSR, rules as Klopp being told to offload of stars by FSG to balance the books, and he's jibbed it. Given their track records of frugality, it would be beyond being plausible. What do you think about that, JK? Well, there's Stephen Snake.
Can you say it in English? Can you write it in English?
No.
Buddy William Shakespeare.
Yeah, I call him.
Writing.
Yeah, dictionary corner, I call him. But is it, he's having a go, really, at FSG, because we have to sell to balance everything.
I think
club we have been for years. Anyway, I'm going to go. I want you. What do you? Oh,
why aren't you staying to talk to us?
I'm just going out there a minute. I won't be a minute.
He's making a brew.
Have his cup of tea.
Okay.
He's making a brew.
I want a cup of tea.
Well, Ben says what are you doing in his room?
I don't think it's anything. I don't think it. I wouldn't. I don't want to think it's like that about offloading players or anything.
No way.
We've just offloaded.
No, but
we've just got rid of loads. This is point 2. But there's something. He didn't he? He said that he was quite shocked at how quickly this team have progressed.
Yeah. Why would FSG try to offload star players? That would be suicide. I mean, I don't see any sense in that at all, Snapey. Why would you want to offload your star players to keep within financial fair play? We're a football club. We want the best players on the pitch. I mean, they're not. I just don't understand.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more concerned about Klopp than FSG at the moment, to be honest.
Yeah, and even the
Yeah,
last financial year, we made about £600 million profit. So for me, we're in business-wise off the field, we're sound. I just think they're trying to make excuses up for this, that, and the other. And I think if you can read body language, you can look at Klopp. He looks healthy, but you can tell his soul is tired. If you understand my point.
He looks under strain to me. If you compare him when he joined the club, and
Yeah.
you compare him last season and even this season, he does look tired. And I don't blame him. I really don't blame him. I mean, it's just a huge.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
We had a secretary at Liverpool when Shankly was there. He committed suicide. Jimmy McInnes, wonderful secretary, and the reason he committed suicide was because Liverpool got into the European Cup, won the FA Cup, won the league, and he couldn't cope with the pressure of being the secretary. He used to sleep in a camp bed in the office at night, and nobody knew, and he ended up hanging himself at the back of the Cup. So the pressure is immense even then. You can imagine what it's like now with the media and the social media and the opinions, Twitter, X, and the constant hunger for success. You know, my heart goes out to Jurgen, to be honest, for what he's achieved against all the odds has been, in my view, unbelievable.
Well, okay. Norman says it's a strange timing, however. I thank Mr. Clough that my daughter has seen us win what we have instead of hearing stories from myself and Ainsley Fagan, Dalglish. I wish him good health. That's a cracker, that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a cracker.
Brilliant.
And Anfield Ross says Gary Richards definitely hopefully beating them City cheats to this year's title. And Dorothy agrees with you, George. Exactly, George. That's my thoughts. Gary Richards says a couple of Yorkshire Frank accompanied with chocolate chip knobs. Nah.
Well,
yeah, look, Dorothy says he looked very stressed in the interview, perhaps apprehension, looked tired. And Gary just says, which we all agree, Liverpool will carry on.
Absolutely, it will, definitely.
Liverpool will carry on, and that's what it's all about. Liverpool will carry on. And as I said, you know, we are all upset. Of course we are. But when we have opinions, we have opinions. They're not conspiracy theories, by the way. It's just how we feel. It's just the timing of it. When you look at the bigger picture.
Frank, do you think this will have an effect on Mo Salah leaving at the end of the year, perhaps?
Because thanks very much for stealing me tons, because I was going to go.
It must be a mind reader. Sorry, Frank.
I was going to ask you that. How do you think Mo Salah will feel? Because Mo Salah loves Klopp.
Yep.
Yeah, if he thinks that Jurgen is not going to be there, whether he's already known this before he went off to Egypt, you know, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, he's coming to the end of his contract, isn't he? I mean, they're going to have to maximise his potential. If he doesn't sign another long-term contract, he's getting to the age now when they're going to probably say at the end of the season, you know, let's get some big money for him. Or he might want to go to whatever he wants to go. I hope he doesn't. I'd like to see him stay for another couple of years. But at least if I hope this year he helps us win the league. And he can go then, as far as I'm concerned. There's some money for him.
Okay, yeah.
Well, like, Salah's a winner, isn't he? And this, I've always had this thing in my head. I can't see him going to Saudi. Maybe to like Spain or something. If Salah was going to leave, because or PSG, maybe. But I can't see him like going to Saudi Arabia, because he's a trophy winner, isn't he? He's a winner. He's got that mentality. I mean, when he changed his boots against Newcastle, that proves everything. Yeah. You know, he says, I'm not going to the AFCON.
Yeah.
On this, you know, plane like this. Change his boots and Bob's your uncle, the rest is history. So if Salah was going to go, he'd go like to mega money, probably, you know, to PSG or Real.
Yeah, I don't think he'd go to Saudi Arabia. I mean, Saudi Arabia.
I don't think he'd go to Saudi yet, George, because
there's
nothing there, is there?
It's a busted flush. It's a busted flush, isn't it? they're only playing to 6,000 people.
Yeah.
Steve Gerrard's team hasn't won in 8 games. Henderson's came back. All the big stars are leaving. Nobody watches it.
No.
So,
and
Salah
Firmino's
doesn't
coming
need the
back.
money. He doesn't need the money.
I think if he'll go anywhere, he'll go to his mate, who's chairman of who?
Who's that, Frank?
PSG.
PSG, yeah. Well, that would be, as Francine says, that would be the move if he did do it, yeah. Like Messi did.
Yeah. Nothing would surprise me, say Snapey. Nothing would surprise me where FSG are concerned. We've dropped to 7 in the Deloitte table of the world's richest club. Dropped to 7. I didn't know that. Entrepreneurs have no emotional investment in the club. Numbers rule. He's spot on there. Aussie Wombat. Okay. So options for manager. The names I have. I thought he was a left. We're not having a go at you, Aussie, honestly. We're not, lad.
The tough lads, the slogans.
I have words, obviously, Xabi, De Zerbi, Nagelsmann, Thomas Frank, in brackets, highly rated by LFC. I'll go to you, JK, on that. I think that's a very good point. A very good point. Out of Xabi, De Zerbi, Nagelsmann, Thomas Frank, who would you have out of those? JK, sorry to put us on your toes.
No problem. I tell you the truth, I really like Thomas Frank. I feel with Brentford, he's done what with the money he spent there, of course, but how he's kept them in the Premier League, and he's got a real strong type of personality. Holland, Germans, they're sort of similar personality-wise. They eat the same sort of food. They're very similar in their mindset, and so if we're not going to get Alonso, I would go for. I do like Ange at Tottenham,
Yeah.
but Thomas Frank is for me a good option.
Okay, George. Out of those, what the Aussie said, Thomas Frank, De Zerbi, Xabi, Nagelsmann.
Well, Thomas Frank's a good manager, but he's only ever managed Brentford, hasn't he? They're not a huge club, are they? They're not nothing like at Liverpool. It's not a completely different animal altogether, I think. Ange, I can't pronounce his second name. Costantopoulos. He seems to have got Spurs playing. Sorry, who? He seems to be getting Spurs playing a really tidy game. I thought they played well. They got a nice game together there, and he's a winner. So I think he would be one. I think that would be, if we couldn't get Alonso, would be one in the mix from Spurs.
Yeah.
Francine.
I'd have to go with Xavi, really, because he's an ex-player. Yeah. I mean, this is another thing, isn't it? You know, it's like, who's out there, really?
Exactly.
You know, like Tuchel or anyone like that. You know, they're all taken. So, and as I said, the only big name is Marino, but I just wouldn't go for him. Oh, he's like the Portuguese Sam Allardyce at the moment. So no, I'd have to go for Xavi Alonso, to be frank.
Maybe if Man City get relegated, we can go for Pep.
Yeah. Well, do you know what I said to my son today? Could you imagine if Pep left this season as well?
Yeah.
And wouldn't it? You know, if Klopp would have stayed that extra season, it would have been nice to have a season without Pep, wouldn't it? You know.
Yeah. Pep's probably signed a new contract. He's thinking Klopp's gone. I'm staying another 5 years.
Wouldn't surprise me.
He's celebrating.
David Westers, he's a very good friend of mine. And he's worked at Anfield, and I'm talking about working, not like as a T-boy or anything. And he says, Jürgen is an honest man, working in business, that is a lie.
What does that mean?
Think about that. David Wester says, Jürgen is an honest man, working in business, that is a lie. So you've got to work that one out. I can work it out. Anfield Road, I wouldn't be surprised if Jürgen may retire he is a very strong-willed man. The only job he has openly says he wants is the German national team. I think he'll be the German national team this time next year.
I do. An easy job.
Because they've
But
been...
didn't Jürgen come out and say in a statement that he'd never manage another England team?
He did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
But that opens the path to like every other league, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. But he just says England. You know, he never said La Liga. He never said Serie A. He never said Eredivisie. He never said anything like that.
No, but when with
Bundesliga.
Dortmund, he said he was going on a sabbatical. 6 months later, he was signing for
He
Liverpool.
was signing, yeah. Well, we know that. It's like Kenny. I've got to bring Kenny into it because he said, you know, that's it, done me. And then he went to Blackburn. Then he went to Newcastle. Then he went to Celtic, was it? No, I don't know. But anyway, that's where he ended up. Then he came back to us. So, you know, people do. It's like me. I retired and I said, I'm not giving any speeches anymore. I'm not going to any things. I'm not going to do any tours. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to take it easy. And I'm still doing it. I've got 3 talks coming up in the next couple of weeks, if you know what I mean. Because
it's in your blood.
You know, you get asked and you go on them. I'm just giving this as an example. I'm giving me because, as I said I'm finished. But, you know, that's it. He'll be back. He, as I said, and I think, and George agreed, he'll be the German manager this time next year.
Yeah, he'll have a year off, recharge his batteries, have a year off, and he'll be coming managing Germany for the next World Cup.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Because the Germans, they love him and they're seeing the success he's had at Anfield. They think, you know what, we want that for the national team now. And I think, could you ever see him going to Bayern, for example? Because I think Bayern fans have had enough of Tuchel. And that's why I would never want Tuchel at Liverpool. I think he's not for us. But I can see him either going... He needs a rest, Klopp. You can just see from his body language. He needs a rest. But after that, Germany, Bayern or Real Madrid, they're the 3 options I can see.
All right, so I'm staying with you. JK. Then I'm going to Francine, then you, George. With this comment here. You can all see it. One hasn't ruled out a sale. Liverpool has always been up for sale. And I bet you anyone at your Stephen still with us, he'll come in and say something. JK, what do you think of Gary Richards' one hasn't ruled out a sale? Liverpool has always been up for sale.
Well, if I couldn't see Klopp wanted to change owners, I think he's sort of had an okay relationship with them, even though they've cut him short transfer funds wise. But I wouldn't think Klopp would want to stay for a new owners, new regime, new everything. So you never know. Maybe they've got someone lined up to take over the whole club. You don't know. You know, like this Klopp news came out of the blue. So them being sold could come out of the blue as well. You don't know what's going to happen in the future now.
Okay, Francine, what Gary Richards?
I don't think.
Is that Ben with you, by the way?
No, Sophia's here. I don't know whether anyone saw a foot flying towards me before. I personally can't see our owners selling our club. Maybe an investment, yeah, in drips and drabs, but they'll be outright owners because it's too much more. You know, Liverpool generate, whether we've gone to 7th in the Deloitte chart or whatever, Liverpool generates so much money.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, we don't have to diddle the books and pretend that we've earned X amount of money. We do earn that. You know, we went ahead of United. We went ahead of Real Madrid, who, you know, were always classed as like the big guns. We've got so much. We've got such a faithful and solid fan base I mean, Aussie Wombat was there before. He's when I go the game or whatever, there's always our fans who from all over the world there, and
Well, do you want a
I
conspiracy theory? Do you want a conspiracy theory? Last November, right? You remember the November, and FSG came out and said, "What? They're going to sell." Am I right?
Yeah.
And Yates, the big Yates, come out and said that he told FSG that he's leaving last November. That's what he came out and said. So you'll get people who'll go, hang on, put one on one together, if you know what I mean. And there's what you call conspiracy theories.
But why would Jurgen leave if FSG was selling?
Don't know. Maybe he said, I don't want you to go. So I don't know, Francine. I'm just saying these things.
Yeah, but business-wise, the best time to sell Liverpool is now. Because imagine a new manager comes in, Alonso, for example, and he ain't up to it, and we're in 7th, 8th, and a bidder comes in, they think, you know what, they've knocked $1 billion off straight away. If the time to sell is now, because we're top of the league, we've won stuff under Klopp and stuff, so this is the time now for, if the owners want to sell, is to sell now. That's my opinion.
See what Gary Richards has done to us, with that comment. One out of the out to say Liverpool has always been up for sale. George.
Well, I suppose like every dog has its day. I mean, they've been owners now for what, 8 years more, 10 years. I don't know how long they've been owners, a long time. And one day they're going to maximise their investment. I mean, the only paid was it 300 million for the club. It's worth about 4 or 5 billion now. So, I think I agree with JK. If they're going to sell the club, now is a brilliant time to do it. The manager's leaving. We got a top of the table. We're winning everything. We're entering. They've done what they set out to do. They built a new stand. They've got all the trophies on the cupboard and the sideboard. So, if they want to, they're capitalists. If they want to maximise their investment, then, one day they're going to do it. The only thing is who they're going to sell to. There's only the Arabs. I wouldn't want somebody like the guy that bought Chelsea to buy us. And I certainly wouldn't want somebody like the Glazers. Imagine if we had them as owners. So, it's a difficult one. But, one day they will sell the club. Whether it's going to be now or not, I don't know, Frank.
Well, why don't you buy it, George? You've sold enough books now.
What was that, Frank?
I said, why don't you buy it? You've sold enough books now.
Yeah, well, I was salesman of the year 4 years in a row in the 1980s. So, I've sold everything.
There you go.
There you go.
Selling a club's nothing to me.
You and Marios could go in a partnership.
Yeah, Marios, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to partnership, make a bid.
My missus was asking me who should replace Klopp. She said me and Frank should do it.
Darryl could put his mask on and frighten him.
You're
not playing Sunday, you start running after him.
About Francine is, chief scout, because she's always coming out with these names I've never even heard of. We should get him, Dad. Who is he?
That's it.
Anyway, Dorothy Langman says Mo doesn't need the money. He wants challenges. Absolutely. And he doesn't.
Right.
He doesn't. Norman says it's draining for Klopp or any other manager to compete against constant corruption. He has been constantly up against it. VAR, even Egypt FA are having a go. He only recently became a granddad.
Good point.
It is a good point. Let's see this.
But the thing with that, because that's run through my head. I mean, not about the grandkids or anything like that. That's nothing. But I was thinking about this referee and all this. But I think Klopp got stubborn, and also, he seems like, he likes to prove people wrong and stuff like that. He's quite determined, isn't he? So I can't see him really, like that's like spitting out your dummy and going, oh, do you know what? never going to win that. I'm getting off. I don't think he's like got that kind of temperament, to be honest.
No, he's an honest man.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen Snape says, give Aussie Wombat his due. He's akin to a boomerang. Lad keeps coming back.
Yeah.
No one's taking the Michael, Aussie. Honestly, no one is. Ian McHale says, Thomas Frank is not a no for me. Just doesn't do anything. Nice fella, but nah, not for me. Ian McHale.
I agree.
Yeah, he's a nice fella.
He's in the right job at Brentford. He's a good manager for Brentford.
Exactly. Because it's like a player. Like you bring in a player. Say like I'm going to be. I might be harsh here. It's like that Brewster lads. I mentioned him on someone. I don't know whether I mentioned it on our own podcast or someone else's. When they were saying about academy lads and these are all great, and I said, you can see who's got the potential. And I mentioned that, Bradley. I mentioned Quansah. I really did. Even young Dope, who's out injured, unfortunately. I mentioned him. Anyway, what I said was, when I seen the likes of that Brewster and young Woodburn and even that Hoover, and they were overhyped by, certain fans. Oh, he's great. He's the next Ian Rush. He's the next Fernando Torres. He's this, he's that. And I said, no, he isn't. He's not going to be at that level Liverpool need. And it's the same as anyone else. You've got to be at that level. And Frank, unfortunately, imagine him coming from Brentford, and he's doing well at Brentford. He's keeping them up. He's keeping them up there. But once you step up to that level, which is a phenomenal leap.
Yeah, winning the European Cup.
Exactly. Thank you, George. And it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Hope City gets what's coming to them, says Brian McMahon before Klopp leaves, as he may pick up deserved Premier trophies. Now, personally, I don't want those trophies that we lost out to, albeit that we were cheated out of them. I don't want them. You wouldn't want them, George, would you?
No. It's history. It's gone.
You wouldn't want them, Francine, would you? Francine's watching the telly. You wouldn't watch them. You wouldn't want them, would you, JK?
No.
Okay. David Moyes is 100 to 1. Just think over Liverpool.
More chance of Rafa coming back.
Exactly. I've always thought him versus a good manager, but even Rafa gets a mention. I always remember Rafa though. When he left. I think it was I think in the following season or something like that. And someone asked him about Liverpool, and he said, I've got unfinished business at Liverpool. That's what he said. Don't forget, Rafa Benitez did unbelievable for us.
Absolutely. Right up there.
And he brought in great players, Xavi, Mascherano. Think about that. Fernando Torres. Unbelievable players he brought in. And he had them as a great team. And I've said for many years now, why we never won the league is with that team is beyond me. We had the greatest midfield, I think.
We drew too many games. We drew too many home games. 0-0 Stoke, 0-0 Middlesbrough, 0-0 West Ham. That was why we never won the league.
Yeah. Same this year.
And the same every.
City has lost 3 games. We've only lost 1, but we've drawn 3.
Aussie Wombat says Nagelsmann is an option as the German national coach and does play very attacking football. Xabi, I like But I think he needs another year, and I think Real Madrid have lined him up for 2 years away. Well, it'll be a waste of time, because we could bring someone. I want Xabi, I'm being honest. I want him to come because he knows the Liverpool way.
I do.
He's got Liverpool at heart as well, by the way. He knows great players. Look what he's doing at Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. And what you've got, if he comes, he'll have another, as you mentioned, George, or I don't know whether it was JK, I think we'll all agree, Francine, I think we all agree that he'll have a ready-made nucleus of players ready to go out onto that pitch for next season. And I think he'll do well. That's in my opinion. I really do. But if he decides, like that Shumani, for example, saying, I'm going to Madrid now, I think there was more to it than that as well. Bellingham the same. I'm going to Madrid now. And these are the two players that Klopp wanted badly. So, if he goes to Real Madrid, someone could be in and become established and stay here for as long as Klopp.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So he could have missed out. And this is what I mean about, speculation. And it's all about speculation.
But you know what, right? Saying this about I think Xavi's got it lined up at Real Madrid for 2 years away. If Klopp goes and he isn't sick, for example, or whatever, he's just having a sabbatical, Real would go in for Klopp after Ancelotti.
Yeah.
And they'd probably pick him over Alonso.
Yeah.
Or what if Pep goes? Because I don't think Pep's going to stay at Man City forever.
And you remember when I said about David
Barca,
Becker, the good friends of mine, the good friends of mine about the lie. And he comes out with what he says, David. He says, it means he cannot tell the truth of what has happened behind the scene. People, there are no truth. People, there are no truth. Know the truth. People know the truth. This is what he's saying. People know the truth.
Yeah, well,
things happen behind the scenes. We'll find out about it for sure.
Yeah, of course.
Eventually, because don't they have to sign disclaimers now that all the players and everything when they leave, they can't say the date. Really, it's only a few years after when it can all come out, isn't it?
The press are too clever now. If something's going on, they'll find out.
People are talking about. I'll go straight to JK, the Invisible Man. I'll straight to him on this.
The microphone.
Right. Ancelotti's been Ancelotti's has been mentioned a lot of times, and I'll go straight to you, George, after JK. JK, Ancelotti.
No, not for me. He was manager of Everton, so we'll just leave it as that.
That's it then.
Yeah.
Well, that was quick and sharp, straight to the point. What about you, George?
Yeah, I would say exactly the same. He was manager of Everton, but also I think he's over the hill now. I think he's past his sell-by date. He's not on the way up. We want a manager on the way up. We got Klopp on the way up. He proved himself at Dortmund. He came to Liverpool with a bigger challenge and faced it, climbed the mountain here. So I think we need somebody that's ready to accept a huge challenge. And I can't get away from Alonso because the fans know him and they respect him and they love him. So he's off to a great start there already. And he's got a great squad of players to inherit. And if he's got his own coaching staff with him as well, he knows Melwood, he knows Kirby. And it's a shoe-in for me if he agrees to come and the deal's right.
Do you know what, George?
Hey, George.
You hit the nail on the head there. The fans have respect for him. Yeah. And he's got a great respect for the fans, don't forget. And he's got a great respect for the club. And he also has great respect for the city.
Yeah.
And that combination bodes well. And he's a good fella. I think he'll be this is me. I think he will be a success. And my grandson, Francine's lad, He agrees. Young Ben agrees. He wants, doesn't he, Francine? He wants.
Yeah.
They all do.
Xavi.
So does James, yeah.
Oh,
Everyone.
James as well.
Yeah.
That's my other grandson.
I'd be very surprised if we don't get him.
Yeah, but I mean, who's got the? Will he be able to pull in players though, Xavi? With them being like a new manager, or would it be the Liverpool Football Club? Did Klopp have the pull, or was it Liverpool Football Club?
A combination, isn't it? Really, I suppose. But I think Alonso coming to Liverpool, I think we'll get the respect of the squad right away because they know he's been and done it at Anfield. He's been there. He's been in their shoes, so they'll know exactly. He knows the score there, and I'm sure Klopp will support him, and give him any help and advice before he goes. If it needs to be appointed, I would imagine quite quickly at the end of the season, so he can get into the summer. They usually go on tour in the summer, don't they? Where they go. All the training organised and everything, and then of course they've got the European Championships this summer.
Well, Brian Henry says, I'm devastated, everyone, to be honest. The only problem I had with Jurgen was always the right back position. He fixes now, he leaves. But by God, does it hurt. What a man. Feels like when the king left, he should have left this until the end of the season. Just give City more protein for their muscles for this year's league.
Yeah, that's the only thing, Frank, isn't it? The timing. It's a timing really strange.
The timing, shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Not being explained, really.
I can't get over. There's Thomas Owens. I hear from a good source he couldn't live in a city that keeps voting Labour. He's joking there.
What? It's got to be a joke.
He's joking.
It's got to be a joke.
Behave yourself, Thomas. I was talking to Thomas today. Just watch the libel laws, Francine. Don't name anyone, especially your dad. Mark Simons, Xavi at Barca is under attack. The fans want him out. That's Xavi, isn't it? Xavi. I don't want him. I don't want that Xavi. Fans want him out. I can see him in La Liga up against Ancelotti in Madrid. Would be a final challenge for Jurgen, who has never beaten an Ancelotti team. No, he hasn't, has he? No. He hasn't. Oh, that's mad, though, isn't it? Oh, it is mad.
It'll be interesting in the atmosphere at Norwich game, won't it?
Say that again, George.
It'll be interesting to see and hear the atmosphere in the Norwich game.
Yep, but better the Norwich game than the Chelsea game.
Yeah.
I didn't want no hocus pocus around the Chelsea game, so I'm so happy they did it. Yeah.
The couple will be singing the Jurgen song. They'll be shouting, They'll be singing the Holly song. Oh, won't you stay just a little bit longer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a good one, George.
Yeah. Oh, won't you stay?
Can I just ask all the people out there? Can you please press the like button, please? And if you haven't subscribed, just subscribe to me, please, and to get the algorithm up there as well. It'll be great if you did, even if you didn't come on again and whatever. Just subscribe to me, please. It's not me. It's the all of the lot. It's the likes of George. It's the likes of JK. It's the likes of Francine and other great people who appear on this particular podcast. Is Jurgen maybe sick of the FFP rules and, of course, these owners, and has had enough of these stupid English officials and their bitterness against us? I think he's seen enough. Good point, actually.
Yeah.
FSG cannot compete anymore, says Gary Richards.
I don't understand that. We are competing. We're top of the league.
Yeah. No, I think what he means if Klopp goes, you know,
Oh, I see.
That's what he means, I think, George. He does mean that. He does. Lee is the man for the job, says.
Yeah. Where is he?
I don't know. I think he
Vasa
He's
Flowers is on
devastated.
his Friday night out.
must have gone to Bedlam, to be honest.
He's probably devastated he couldn't talk.
You watching a
Scott and
film?
Manzos. Yeah, look at that. Scott and Manzos sounds like a cop series, says Soulboy Fran. It does, actually. It does. Rumours are building. Thiago was on his way out to Flamengo to be with his father, Manzino. How about that?
She'd be dancing the Flamengo.
David Weston says Rafa will be back tomorrow, but it won't happen. And believe you me, David knows.
No, he won't be back. He still lives on the Wirral.
Yeah. He wouldn't want the job. Like Norman says, whoever is the new manager will get full backing from us all. I hope what happens at other clubs serves as a reminder to us. With constant change, we will need stability and continuity on and off the pitch, says Norman and Anfield Roar. Xabi Alonso took Leverkusen from bottom 2 in Germany to top, undefeated in one season. Also, least we forget a certain Jürgen is from Bundesliga, and the lad didn't do bad, did he? Says Anfield Roar. That's a very, very good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there.
Hey, Frank, we've never had a comment or a quote from any of the players, have we yet?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Our Francine's gone. She said, I had to go. Sorry, says Francine.
Bye, Francine.
To go. It must have been because of, I don't know. Klopp had to sell a project to any prospective players to get them to sign. Clubs in a much healthier position now, so as a proposition, we're much more attractive now, whoever is in charge.
Yep.
That's true. Going right down. Daryl Merry says you've got a beautiful voice, George.
Is he talking about my singing voice?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Tell him I sang on stage at the Abbey Museum.
And there, Francine says, I want George Shefton to play Don't Go by Del Dimitri, Don't Leave Me This Way by the Communards.
Yeah, and Stay.
Yeah, and Stay. You're singing that.
He should do that, actually. It would be great, wouldn't it?
Yes. Yes.
You get the cup going.
And Norman says he's leaving on a jet plane.
No, we don't want that one.
No, we don't want that one. We don't want that yet. You know, let's just let's get a thing in. Dorothy Langman. I think maybe Jürgen's hands was forced with the announcement. Reasons may come out.
Yep. Sure they will.
He will come out, you know, eventually if anything's gone, if anything's to go by.
Yeah, wait and see the press tomorrow morning. It'll be interesting.
Thing is like if you need to ask the owners or Klopp, whose decision was it to make the decision now? I think it's like timing wise. I just don't understand the reason for it. I think most fans would have been happy at the end of the season. Yeah, they would have been devastated, of course, but I think it would have been a less stress on because like we got games coming up now.
easier to accept it. Yeah, it would have been easier to accept it at the end of the season.
Yeah. Especially going into the games we've got now. We've got Arsenal and Chelsea coming up.
That's right.
I'm just happy that we've got Norwich in the FA Cup. Imagine we had, I don't know, City or Chelsea or someone on Sunday as well in the FA Cup. I'm just happy it's Norwich. And it sort of won't be such a pressure game for everyone to celebrate Klopp for that game, and then get back into it for Wednesday against Chelsea.
Yeah, they'll have to put it behind us for the rest of the season and get on with it.
Yep, exactly.
I think with today's announcement, let's be honest. Let's be really honest here. Hang on, let's just before David Westhead. Frank, got to go now, mate. This retirement is knackering me. Great joke.
Yes, I agree.
Frank, you can let people know who I work for the last 3 years, if you like, night off. Thank you, David. He worked for Rafa. David worked for Rafa Benitez for the last 3 years. How about that?
Yeah.
Anfield Ross says, please don't go, Jürgen. We love you so, and we want you to know.
Absolutely.
I wonder, I know it's hypothetical, but I wonder, come the end of the season, we just go, I'm going to see out my contract.
Yeah, depending on what the results go.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
I'm bringing back Francie and my grandson Ben, who wants Xabi Alonso.
Hey.
And there they are here.
Hey, Ben.
You all right?
Yeah, we're all right. So listen, Ben, tell everyone who you'd like to see as Liverpool's next manager when the big year goes.
Xabi Alonso.
Why?
Because he's doing something that no one's done in the Bundesliga, and Bayern's dominated it for the past, 20 years or something, probably longer.
Forever.
Yeah. Since Klopp was there anyway, but Dortmund had a run last season with them. But Bayern are looking even stronger with the likes of Harry Kane and all the depth that they're bringing in. But Xabi Alonso's just doing well there, do you know what I mean? So I reckon it'll be a good managerial backup. Especially for the likes of the youngsters, and even Bajcetic, I said before, Bajcetic will be like the next Xabi Alonso, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Good call.
Okay. Gary Rigby says it's given the haters fuel. They are loving it. Seen some nasty ones from stupid Everton fans. That was a nap to happen.
Yeah.
There's one for everyone. Can anyone? I'm going straight to you, JK. Then George. Then our Ben. Can anyone see any signings incoming in the final week of the window, or will we just wait for the injured players to return? Keep using the brilliant young lads. I'll go straight to you, JK.
I was just thinking like a scene out of Brookside where the owners say to Klopp, you know what, we don't want to spend no money this transfer window. Say to you're going to quit. And then at the end of the season, when we win everything, you're going to say you're going to stay. So we ain't going to spend no money this window. We ain't spending no money this window. And today confirmed that, but I feel the FFP shenanigans that are going on, that also added to that. So no money's being really spent this window by anyone. So Liverpool definitely not. No way.
Okay. What about you, George?
Yeah, I've said last weekend when I was on last Tuesday, I said they wouldn't sign anybody, and I've no reason to change my mind. There's only 5 days left, till the end of the window. I can't see it signing. Certainly under the current circumstances where Jurgen never made that announcement, I can't see them signing anybody in the next 3 or 4 days. I would be quite shocked if they did, because this financial fair play seems to have put the kibosh on the transfers in this particular window. they're all frightened after what happened to Everton. And if you compare the transfer window in January last year with this year, it's massively down.
Well, what about you, Ben?
I don't think we'll sign anyone.
It's not worth it, is it?
No.
We're going to have a new manager by the end of next season, by the beginning of next season. So it's not worth just putting
No,
in.
that's a very good point, actually, Francine. That's a very, very good point because, you know, a new manager is coming in, by the way. Whether it'll be Xabi or anyone else for that matter. And he'll want, he's got, as I mentioned before, he's got the nucleus of a great team. This side, what we've got now, what we have now, the players. And he might want to add additions, you know, come in, say, well, okay, this is what I want and this is what I want. Then you've got to ask the question, will FSG give him the money to buy? Put it that way. You know, these are all unanswered questions and unanswered speculation, to be honest. Lisa Sims says, my daughter works for the top accountancy in the city and the boss has said to her, Klopp has a bad ticket and all the travelling is doing his help no good.
Yeah,
exactly. You never know, do you? I could be right.
You just
Well,
never
do you know
know.
what? I had a thought of, like, you know, as he got some kinds of cardio, you know, or like, you know, like as he has like a mini stroke or something, and it's like set him back, you know, because for something this panicky and sudden, it doesn't sit right, does it? And obviously that's where all the conspiracy theories and everything goes, isn't it?
Yeah. I think when I was like watching his interview today, I could just read from his energy that I could tell that his middle chakra is like, it's just where your stomach is at top. I could just see, you know, when he has too much press conferences, he was moaning about that today, you know, that he's got to be on TV. Back in the days, Paisley Shankly probably on TV once a week, if that. And these guys are on TV every day. They've got interviews to do. They've got this. They've got adverts to make. And I think the workload for Klopp this season has had a big effect on his, like when he does the fist bumps to the crowds. They haven't got the same energy they did back in the days. So I think physically, mentally, I think he just needs a good holiday, 2 years, then maybe get back into football. Yeah,
it's taking its toll on him. You know, you can see that. I mean, it's understandable. To be honest.
Yeah, but I think every other manager as well. Every other manager, you know, goes through these things. Imagine, not being funny when I mention this, you know, if there's any Blue fans looking in, you have the likes of Sean Dyche. He was at Burnley. He went down with Burnley because you'd imagine the pressure. And then he got the sack. Everton brought him in. And the beginning of the season, you know, they were deducted 9 points, 10 points, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And that put him under immense pressure.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? You see where I'm coming from? So the likes of where you see Jurgen is in top. We keep saying it. We're in everything. We're favourites to win a couple of things, you know, especially the Europa League, especially the Carabao Cup. We're favourites to win it. And yet he comes out this morning and says, I'm leaving now. As I said, there's more to it than what I've said all along. As Brian says, we are the most famous name in the world football, but the top managers come to work under FSG. Yeah, I think they would. It makes no.
Of course they would. That makes no sense.
As he Wombat says, Dice can't get any greyer or balder.
I'm both. Grey and bald.
Do you know, can I just ask something? You know, if there is a health problem or something like that, do you think, you know, this whole Sven Gordon Eriksson thing that's gone on, do you think that could have resonated in him and he thought, like, do you know what? this man's terminally out. Maybe I just need to have a break, or something, because
Yeah.
he had that interview last week and he went, yeah, bring him down, and you can see all the back room and everything. And do you think it's played on his mind if he is not well, and he's just thought right, that's it, I'm going.
Yeah, because he said I couldn't be doing this again and again and again. And he spoke about the tour in the summer, and he thought, well, I might not even be there then. Those are the sort of thoughts he wouldn't have had in the past.
Well, the Aussie Wombat, I'll go to the JK. The Aussie Wombat says he looked burnt out last season, and a tile's caught up with him. JK.
Well, him not reaching top 4, maybe the owners were probably not angry with him, but not satisfied with him. And on top of that, social media probably played a part in that as well. His kids probably got social media. They probably say, hey, Dad, they're saying this about you. You don't know. And the same goes with health issues and stuff. Like, we can't really tell if there's something definitely going on there. And I don't think he would say that. So we can't really say anything about that, But he did definitely look a bit tired today in his interview. Yeah.
I agree with that, but social media part of things, it's the new day and age, isn't it? So, but my Jurgen Klopp, I haven't really seen any hate about Jurgen from any rival fans or anything like that. Yeah. Obviously, you're gonna get some people saying it, but a lot of people have said how good he is and what he's done for the club. Loads of people, every time someone talks about Jurgen Klopp, they say about how well he's done for our club and how he's brought us from nothing to something, do you know what I mean? And how he's just turned everything on its head. No one's ever competed with Pep Guardiola the way Jurgen Klopp's ever competed with him. And that's why Pep and Klopp have a very good relationship, because there's no one else that has really done it. Real Madrid have obviously always been a top club, and when Pep Guardiola was at Barcelona, he's never had a rival manager the way he's had Klopp, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Klopp's been with him when Dortmund and Bayern, and now City and Liverpool, and we're the only one that's actually challenged them and made them push. Whereas you can say Arsenal, but Arsenal dropped off 15 games before the season ended, do you know what I mean? And this year, they're not even looking after the team that they looked last year. And they've bought the likes of Declan Rice, they've solidified the defence and brought a lot more squad depth, but they're still not looking for it, and they're still not going for it, do you know what I mean? So I think it'll be a tough one for rival fans, because as soon as he goes, if we drop off, City are just going to be like the Bundesliga, where City's just going to win the league, so on and so forth. But so I don't know whether social media is to blame, because you could say that for the players and everything. Like Van Dijk's got back to his best when he was getting slated left, right and centre last season. Trent's been getting slated, and look, he's still proven to be one of the best in the world. Salah's always been slated, no matter how many numbers he does, and he still performs the best in the world. Even Darwin Núñez has turned round and is proven every doubter wrong, because even half of us were doubting him. We've backed Núñez more than we've backed anyone else, but everyone in our team has been slated. None of our team would get the praise like they would if they all played for United, City, Arsenal. They don't get the praise like that. So it is quite hard playing for Liverpool Football Club, but they all know that.
You really are.
Well, that's great, that, Ben. That is really good. And Redbird, he's one of our regular viewers. I told him to come on the show, actually, and him and Anfield Row. Can't blame it. I'm looking for something. Oh, there it is. I reckon part of the problem is the officials' bad attitude to our manager. I've been in bits since the news. I'm not ashamed to say I've shed a few tears, says Redbird.
Yeah, not the only one. Yeah.
And as he says, carries on and says, Salah may leave in the summer, I reckon. And I'm glad you said that, Ben, about Salah, because He does get stick. He's still a leading bloody goal scorer, more assists and everything else. Mo Salah is a world-class player, and people, if he went, I know they're doing well without him at the moment, but once he leaves and we won't see Mo Salah again, that's when. I tell you what it's like. And we keep saying this. We keep saying, if only Steven Gerrard was in this team today at his peak. That's what they'd be saying about Mo Salah.
Yeah.
In years to come. And when we look back, I said to you, George, on many of occasions about the Saint, about Roger, these great players. And that's what they'll be saying about Mo.
Yeah, people still talk about the Saint and Roger and that great team today, 60 years later. So you could imagine in years to come, there'll still be regaling about Jurgen Klopp and those wonderful 8 years that he turned the club round and won all those trophies, and the great players like Salah that they want to watch every Saturday. Frank, I'm going to have to go, unfortunately, because my wife's got vertigo quite badly at the moment. So she needs me to look after her and put her to bed.
I'm sorry about that, George. George, thank you. I know that it was short notice. Thank you so much. And I'll see you.
Been a joy. Very sad, hard programme. But Liverpool lives on. And I'll see you next week, Frank. Okay. See you, Francine.
See you on Tuesday.
Okay. Good night. God bless.
Take care.
Thank you very much.
God bless.
Right.
All the best to your wife, George. Go on. What do you want to say?
I'll go to you. I'll go to you, Ben, and I'll go straight to. I think this is a good point, actually. I'll go to you, Ben, on this, and then JK, then Francine. Do you think some of our new players would have signed if they knew Klopp was leaving so soon? Asks Redbird Ben.
That's a good question, but it's hard to say, isn't it? But we've been, sorry to interrupt you, but we've been dominant for the past 5 years. So, yeah, players would love to play for Klopp, but also they'd love to play for Liverpool as well. And like, if we had, it depends who our manager is. If we had like Brendan Rodgers or any of the bad managers which we have had, then maybe not. But if we had someone like the Xabi Alonso's or the Roberto De Zerbi's, anyone who has a strong name, strong willpower, like no one's going to be like Klopp, don't get me wrong, but then possibly, do you know what I mean? Because we still have challenged for the title in the past 5 years, even 7 years, do you know what I mean? I think being that long ago, but we've still challenged for the title, won a Champions League, been in 2 Champions League finals or 3?
Yeah.
3 Champions League finals we've been in, and we've been in a Europa League final, and
all the others is domestic.
Exactly, domestically we've proven, do you know what I mean? So, like, it's a quite good question because Klopp is an unbelievable manager, but that's like saying, like, before Pep Guardiola was there, City was buying everyone. It's like saying, with De Bruyne went to Man City without Pep Guardiola. Possibly not. But City still held that strong name.
And Man United have gone through managers like how I have cups of teas, and they still pull. They still get the names.
Exactly like Casemiro, one of the best older midfielders. He went to United from Real Madrid, where he was winning trophies left, right, and centre. So, and they've been even worse. Ronaldo went back to them. If Ronaldo and someone who's won 5 Champions League in Casemiro has went to United, then who have never, not even challenged to be a holder, and they can play players like that.
You're right, Ben. You're right. I'm going to JK about that. You know, I'll read it out. I'll read it out again, JK. Redbird says, do you think some of our new players would have signed if they knew Klopp was leaving so soon? Obviously, he's talking about McAllister, Szoboszlai, even Endo.
I think, as you know, they always say the club's bigger than any manager and stuff. And I think any player you can ask in the world, would you want to play for Liverpool? Don't matter if Klopp was there or not. But I think Klopp and Pep have this pull that no other managers have got. That's why I would say a manager like Thomas Frank wouldn't have that pull. I would say Alonso would have, because Alonso, he played for Liverpool, played for Real Madrid, played for Bayern. So, and if he goes this season unbeaten and wins the Bundesliga, a lot of players will want to come and play for him. So,
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. But I think the bigger picture being Liverpool is the pull. And Jurgen Klopp's pull over the years amazing as well. So,
okay. All right. We'll go on to the last couple.
Dad.
And then, yeah.
Dad, can I just say something? Ben doesn't think Salah's going to leave in the summer.
Who?
Ben doesn't think that Salah's going to leave in the summer.
Okay.
No, it's just that we've had this conversation, haven't we?
Yeah. Yeah. No, we have. And I don't think he's going to leave either. I really don't. Because what you've got, we've all said how Klopp loves the city. He said it himself. Loves the fans, loves everything. Even his wife loves the city. She wants to stay, and whatever the excuse is, you know, he's leaving, he's going. And the likes of Salah, you know, he knows he's played under different managers. And a new manager comes in. A new manager will know what Mo Salah's all about. One of the top players in the world. He'll just stay. Where else can he go? Mm-hmm. He loves the city. He loves Liverpool Football Club. He loves the fans. And this is what Mo Salah's all about. I don't think he'll leave unless he's told to leave, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and that's why it's important that certain players have to stay. Trent, Virgil, Alisson, the spine of the team. So we ain't going to miss Klopp that much, if you understand my point. I think if Salah left, maybe say if Trent went to Real Madrid, the soul of the club's gone with the players. And I think it's very important that the majority of the players we've got stay, so we don't miss Klopp as much next season.
I don't think Trent will ever leave. I think he'll be a Gerrard and fight for this.
I hope not, yeah.
I reckon even if we had a poor team, Trent would still stay here. Same with Salah. Like Salah, it's like Salah's born here. Do you know what I mean? You're like the way he's never been appreciated, the way we've appreciated him, and even throughout the league, like he does get called a very top player, one of the Premier League's best, but he doesn't get that appreciation the way we appreciate him. Obviously, it's different for like club appreciation is going to be different to like rival fans and everything like that. But it doesn't say like anyone who loves footy has to love Mo Salah. The way he fights for the club, it's like he's born here. So I think he'll retire at our club, to be honest with you. And same with Trent, also.
Well, Jay, you know Jay Francine. He says, "Oh my God, it's that little Ben with those big eyes." Yeah, it is. Jay. That's Ben. Anyway, Brian Edley says it's down to the owners. Full stop. Every year he had problems and got no help whatsoever. FSG out. That's straight. That's straight to the point.
I've got a little question here. Got two questions. So, first one, do you think Klopp will change his mind by the end of the season and stay? And if he does leave, do you think he'll ever come back?
The thing is, I said before, Ben, before you came on, I said by the end of the season, he could have a change of mind and just say, I'm not leaving, I'm going to see out my contract that I signed a couple of years ago. So
Yeah.
I'm going to leave in another 2 years. That's what
Yeah.
he could say. Whether he'd come back or not, I don't think so. If he did leave, I don't think he would come back, and that's just my opinion. Stephen Snape says, "Good night, everybody. It's a sad day for our sacrosanct institution." Yes. Redbird says, "We didn't think Klopp would be leaving so soon, so I'm not confident Salah will stay, though I pray he does." And that's the way it is. That is the way it is. And Jay says, "No, he's big, Ben. Lovely to see you, lad." Was he remember there, Jay?
Yeah, over the road.
Oh, do you know? Yeah, I'm glad you know,
Course.
Jay, because he's a good. He's been playing football. He came on and said, "I've been playing football. That's why I'm late." Anyway, people, thanks, Ben, for coming on and making another appearance. That's your second appearance.
I'll have to come on more, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you say that. You said that the last time.
No, I actually,
Didn't you,
I
Francie?
just need to find time for it because I do my MMA and all that, don't I? So it's hard for me to find time.
No, of course. I know that, lad. But you know, when you get it only goes out on, as you know. I'm having a special one tonight. To be honest, and it was a late thing, so I had to get hold of the regulars. I've got the likes of Anfield Road wanting to come on, but I haven't. Is it Redbird? Do you know who it is? Is
Anfield
it
Road.
Redbird or...
I don't know which one. One of them.
Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? So let me know, Redbirds or Anfield Road, and I love you, John. I love you sitting on the panel. I really would. I'll be good for any of you, anyone to come on for that matter. With our Ben, with George, with JK, with Lee Carlson, and other people as well.
And me.
And yeah, that's what I just said.
No, I think you forgot about me because I'm just the size head at the moment.
Are you coming down tomorrow, Francie?
Yeah.
Good. Any idea what time?
No.
Oh. That's the end of that then. Isn't it?
I'll answer Ben's question regarding if Klopp will stay.
Yeah.
I think, judging by his face today, I don't think he'll stay. Yeah, I think he'll go at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future he'll come back, but I can't really see
this
it.
Before. Sorry to interrupt you. You said.
Well, the point
you said
is,
before.
This is my opinion. Say like Xabi comes in and he wants to bring a couple of players with him. Now, you know what the owners are like. You know what they're like. And they hold back on particular fees. And I think, to balance the books or whatever, they'll go, okay, Mo, he's the prize asset. We'll sell you. He'll go to the likes of PSG or someone like that. If he does go, he will go to PSG because his mate is chairman. Remember when he had his photographs taken with him and they were all saying, he's going there. He's going there.
Mm-hmm.
And, so that's basically it. And Brian says, I've always had this feeling, Ben, that he would leave because it was either him or FSG, and I still have this feeling he will give it one more go in the future. Good lad, Ben. Francine Valley. JK, thanks.
Nice one, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Anfield Road. Yes, Frank, I'll let you know, mate. No problem. So we'll have a new lads on the block, as they say. Anfield Road on the panel. And it's just for me to say, thanks, Ben. If you want to come on next week, no problem. Be good. Okay?
Yeah.
What day, though?
Whatever days are free.
He only does Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I'll try and do Tuesdays, like.
Okay. So we'll see you Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't promise him.
No, that's he's so enthusiastic,
I'll let you know on the day. I'll let you know on the day.
If someone said to me, do you want to come on? And I'd say, yeah. And they say, well, do you want to come on Tuesday? I'd go, yeah, sure, no problem. But you weren't like that, Ben. Yeah. So
I don't know.
So passionate and enthusiastic. Anyway.
He does MMA on a Tuesday.
Yeah. And on a Thursday. Like, it's just hard. It's hard because at night I'm quite busy, so.
Okay. Well, just think of a night anyway. But I'm only doing Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Thursdays,
so
yeah.
Well,
I'll let you know, 100%.
Okay. Thanks a lot, thanks a lot, Ben. Thanks, Francine, for tonight.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Take care, man.
Oh, yeah, look, Brian Edley says, is Ben still in the boxing? Yeah, I'm sparring with Carl Frampton at the moment, just staying fit. Do you know who Carl Frampton is, Ben?
Yeah, he's a boxer, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm asking Ben, not you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Nice
all. Well, anyway, it's just for me to say a big JK. I'll see you on Tuesday. I'll see you on Tuesday or someone's pod over the weekend, most probably. Okay.
Will do, bro. Have a good night, everyone.
See you later.
Good night, Jay.
Take care.
Isn't that lovely? And nice, everyone. Interesting discussions tonight. Hope Jürgen is okay. And Abdul Rahim, I haven't seen him for a while. Thank you for the memories and trophies, Klopp.
Oh,
that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely.
And they are memories. And
hopefully more this season. Yeah. Hopefully all four.
Yeah. And Abdul says, good night and take care. Thank you. And Jay, good night, Ben. Francine, lovely seeing you.
Oh, good night, Jay.
Not lovely seeing me, though, is it, Jay? Nothing about seeing me, though.
How are you enjoying Liverpool, Francine? Francine.
Go ahead. What did you say, JK?
No, I wanted to ask Valier how she's enjoying Liverpool.
Oh, I'm enjoying my time. Today is sort of suffering. But I'll tell you, from being a baby fan, I've never seen anything like this in my life. You guys are amazing. I am very proud to be a Red.
Yeah, she's very proud to be a Red. And Jürgen's leaving. I wonder why he's leaving. I wonder it's because she's come over.
Because I came.
Before we go, as well, can I ask something? On Sunday or against Chelsea, how do you think the fans are going to be for Klopp on Sunday? Do you think the fans are going to sing Klopp's name all the 90 minutes?
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
I will. I'm at the match on Sunday.
Oh, they're sorted. I think it's going to be a party atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's why I'm happy. It's Norwich. It's not Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, or someone. It's Norwich. It's okay. So it will give the fans a bit of peace of mind to celebrate the day, you know?
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
it'll be quite very emotional.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to leave on the last note saying I'm going to have to pop down and see you. Now, who does he mean? Does he mean me? Does Jay mean me? Or does he mean you, Francine and Ben and your
mum? It's like a Russian roulette. Who knows?
Yeah. All right, then. I'm going to finish tonight. Thank you so much for all tuning in. It's been great. Thank you for all the great comments and everything else. And oh, that's nice. Jay says, you, Frank, and all of you. That's lovely. Thanks, Jay. You're a good lad. We've always had respect for each other. Anyway, it's just for me to say thank you, Francine. Thank you to George, who's already left us. And JK, obviously. Thank you so much for tonight. And everybody who's commented. See you all on Tuesday. No, I'll see you. For all you historians, I'll see you on Monday. And for all you football fans, I'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you so much.
See you
Ciao.
later.
Bye bye.
See you
Nice.
later.
Bye.
Ci vediamo, as our Italians say. Thank you.